You think it's bad? So you think she what if Brittney was your daughter?
She wouldn't be my daughter and a lesbian. If she was my daughter, what's she doing in Russia? We from Compton.
She getting that $2 million hoop money.
Okay, but how'd that work out for her?
You don't feel like it just wrong place, wrong time? Just wrong time.
It was a wrong place, wrong time. But I mean, you gave up too much white America for one person. Brittney Grimes has never done nothing for the neighborhood. I ain't never seen her at no cookouts or nothing.
But what if she has though?
Huh?
Maybe we just don't know. What if she have?
She haven't in Compton.
Got you.
And I don't believe if her wife had been a black woman, it would have went the same way. Because it was a white woman, there's a whole different dynamic in the gay community.
Do you think it's something wrong with people being gay?
Do I think it's something wrong?
Yeah, President Biden recently signed a legislation to protect
everybody protects everybody but blacks. Everybody, Asian protection. You got Mexicans now. If you give them a terrorist threat in California or assault a Mexican, they can get a green card. Everybody profited from George Floyd but black people. They made gay rights in the state Supreme Court, but ain't nobody put a law to stop killing black kids, police. So you say, is it something wrong? I ain't gonna kiss one. I don't have nothing against it, but let me tell you what God said. God burnt down Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom for its bestiality and for its homosexual ways. They say, you can Google it right now, not a blade of grass grows on Sodom from the time it was destroyed. Babylon was renewed. Gore was renewed. But Sodom, the sin was so deep that not a blade of grass grows. Nothing grows on Sodom.
So do you really believe if there is a God, a person, a being that created the entire galaxy, you're talking about tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of stars and planets and galaxies out there, that he's sitting in his celestial place or where he may be, and he's worried about who's having sex with who and who's eating what? Creating all of this stuff, he's really caring about that.
He ain't worried about it. It's your will. Man is called the vicegerent of the world. We're the soldiers. We're the warriors of the world. Animals only use instinct. Animals run by God's instinct. Have you ever seen a gay pig?
No,
have you ever seen a gay horse?
Seen a gay dog.
You seen a gay dog?
I've been seeing them boy dogs humping on. We try to get it in whenever they can.
Whenever they can.
Yeah.
They humping. But you ever seen a dog give another dog oral sex?
Yeah.
You have?
I've seen that.
He was trained to do that.
Maybe. I don't know. They be licking and sniffing and humping. They get whatever they can. So, yeah. But go ahead, my bad.
So that's, you say, I just look at the facts, and the facts is that's not our nature. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
I feel like that's not a fact. For me, I feel like that's just faith, a belief in God and believing that in his book, it said that God did this. We don't know. That's faith. It's not a fact. I argue that gay people have been around just as long as left-handed people have been around. It's always been more right-handed people, but left-handed people always been around. In fact,
not always been around. They were created. The left-handed people came with the starting of the devil. So it says and you're non-religious, but it says that that when Jesus was talking to the Jews, and he says to the Jews, if you love the Father, you would love me because I come as the Father. And to follow what the Father says. And the Jew says, he says, no, because you are of the devil. Your father is the devil. He was a murderer, a liar, and a fornicator and you choose to do the deeds of your father. If you knew my father, you would love me, but you look to kill me. And they say, well, we were not born of fornication. You get what I'm saying? So there's two elements There's an element. They say, well, man, God know everything. People believe that God know everything. No, he only knows what's exact and right. Mm. And when you go into the dark, he sends a warner. He sends somebody to come and tell you, like, man, bring y'all ass on out of this. And they say he sent prophets and you killed them and lied on them. Mm. So, yes, everybody coming. When the warner comes, we don't even, hell that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hell, he don't know. Marv don't know what he talking about. You know? Yeah. So, I'm not gay phobic or anything like that, but I know the actuality, that's not how we were created.
And I argue, like, I feel like we were. I think that, I don't know about the necessary creation. I just feel like all throughout history, you've always seen gay people. It's just they always been here. It just, like back to my analogy of left-handed people, it's just always been more right-handed people, and then some left-handed people show up. In some point in times, and maybe in your era, maybe before, left-handed people was treated as if they was weird, and people tried to force them to write with their right. But left-handed people have always existed. In all cultures, gay people have always been existed, but has always existed. But this is why I say I go back to my issue with religion. I believe belief in God is great on a personal level. If it's making you a better person, if it's making sense of the traumas that you've been through and bringing you out, that makes sense. But the problem with personal religion is when it becomes corporal and you begin to say, well, my God said the way you live is wrong and you don't deserve to live that way. Right. And I think that's BS because it's just faith. It's just a belief. And so when people turn to the book, to the Bible, I think it's great if you pull in personal attributes for yourself to make you a better person.
Well, I ain't no Bible thumper. So whatever it is, I'm with the nation. I believe in Allah. Yeah. I pray. That's what I do.
Gotcha.
Whether you do it, if you want to eat pig, I help you stuff it down your throat. If you want to drink wine, that's on you. Yeah. Because I got to atone for what I do, and you got to atone for what you do.
Right.
And I can only say to you and anybody that I said to that there is a God. Because it says, if you don't say that, and whatever happened to you, and they ask, well, did Ayatollah tell you it was a God? No, we talked about sports, we talked about naked women, but he never said that. It says that your sins will come to me because I never told you. Gotcha. I got enough sins of myself. Gotcha. I don't need yours. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I ended on this. If the day I come in that tone and I see you by them gates or whatever you going in.
Oh, no, I'm going to hell if I don't stay but a day. My mama told me that.
Well, I tell you what.
There ain't going to be no gates. Dr. Elijah Mama say when it's over, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, we make our own heaven and hell right here on earth.
Gotcha.
So, like, I'm with you in certain aspects. And if heaven was so good my father never come back and told me. My grandmother never came and told me these pearly gates. Yeah. And these preachers that talk about how God and how this and that, ain't none of them gonna put a book. And if you put a gun on them, they sure don't want to die.
Facts.
So if you believe in your religion, well, you willing to die for it.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to die for it, you don't believe in what you're saying.
That's real.
You know? So I keep my perspective in a zone that I can handle.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Anything else, if it ain't in that 10 square miles, it ain't my business.
I feel it.
You know?
Well, I tell you what, man, I hope one day I get to come out there at Compton, man, and get the tour. Because I've been to LA a few times. I've always been to Inglewood.
Okay.
But I've never been to Compton.
You ain't gonna see, it's just like a graveyard. Ain't nothing there.
It ain't nothing there. So it's no different than when people go to Chicago. I'm like, man, I want to go to O Block. It's kind of like,
no, they got a little bit more happening in Chicago. When you go over there, that south side, you at them apartments, you'll feel it.
Yeah, I don't go. When I go to Chicago, they be like,
I just left there on the 6th of November.
Oh yeah, they use out there for the
for the call out.
Got you.
The men's call out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, man, I appreciate you sitting down with me again, and hopefully when I come out to Cali, we link up.
For sure.
Until we meet again, I tell Lamar.
Yes, sir.